Hello, welcome to my channel. This is Robin. Let's talk about this Yachiyo brush. The first pros is uniquely tapered design. I'm not talking about the handle, but I'm actually talking about the bristles. The bristles are double layered, so when it comes to the shaping of the brush, they are double layered. Double layered meaning the bristles are like this, and usual brushes are tapered like this. So this Yachiyo brush is tapered like this. So this is one layer and the second layer. So that is called double layer. So if I zoom in a little bit, it's actually a little bit sparse. It's not totally dense. This is MAC brush, and this is Yachiyo brush. So definitely Yachiyo has more space between each hair. So each bristles allows you to pick up just a perfect and the right amount of powder from the pen and give to your face. So this Yachiyo brush will give more light and soft finish. And next would be a first cons. The cons you need to consider about this brush is that the bristles are not really that soft. The bristles are actually quite rough and it's quite scratchy to the skin. If you have a very sensitive skin, then I would not recommend to try this Yachiyo brush, because this is quite scratchy and it's not soft at all. It's very scratchy. I mean, it's not really pokey scratchy, but it's quite scratchy. You might feel it's not really soft. So it may irritate the skin if you have a very sensitive skin, like extremely sensitive skin, but it should be fine for overall average skin, like normal skin or a little bit oily skin, whatever. But if you have sensitive skin, then you may need to consider purchasing other brushes, such as Hakuhodo Yachiyo brush, which is more original, and the Hakuhodo Yachiyo brush is more true to Japanese artisan. Okay, second pros is soft color payoff. And soft color payoff means even if you have a really vivid and strong color blush or contour bronzing powder, with this brush you can really get them so natural and light. Example, I have this NARS blush in Exhibit A, and this color from the pen itself is extremely red. But when I actually, pick up the powder, it's just a right and perfect amount of powder on the bristle. It's not too much, it's not too less. So just a one sweep of brush and you can just apply on your cheek. See how beautifully applied this blush is? The pen color is extremely red, but on the blush, on the cheek, is actually a beautiful apple red color. So just a one sweep, just perfect amount of powder here already, and just apply on your cheek. So this is so forgiving, so easy. It's really a no-brainer proof. If you have a very heavy hand, don't worry about it. Just pick this brush and sweep once and apply. Then you get this beautiful cheek blush already, and it looks just so stunning. See, no matter how many times I brush off this area, the color just continuously diffuse and blends. And I can go just ever so lightly like this. There's almost nothing on this brush, so I'm just gonna apply lightly on my chin because it's just so pretty. It really brings the warmth to the face, and I can also, tap twice, go around my hairline here. It really brings warmth and the liveliness back to my face. So you can simply achieve this, lively looking complexion with this Yachiyo brush just so easily. See, just tap once and apply. It'll never go too wrong, and it just looks so beautiful. Also, highlighting powder and bronzing powder, it's totally fine because the brush, as I mentioned, is it's a tapered and pointy, so you can apply a bronzing powder underneath your cheekbone and highlighting powder above your cheekbone. Wherever you want to put is 100% doable. And next, second cons. The reason why you should consider when purchasing this Yachiyo brush is durability. I have two Yachiyo brush, and sadly, one of these brush has a major problem. This brush and this brush Can you tell the difference? So this brush has a major problem. This one, the handle, it's actually wrapped with a black wisteria, which is a natural material. And this is quite relatively new brush, so it doesn't have such problem right now, but this brush is a pretty old brush and has a major problem. The black wisteria, eventually it came off, especially from here and from here, because the wisteria is technically glued, so eventually it just broke. It just come off. So I had to wrap around with a black tie, and I have no issue when I'm using this brush, but just the fact that it's not in the original shape anymore. And I can also feel this, black wisteria for this brush is moving already. So this is not really durable brush. Even though I treated them so professionally and so well, black wisteria, eventually they came off. I do not have Hakuhodo Yachiyo brush, but it is the same brush and same material. It's natural wooden material is wrapping around the handle, so I'm pretty sure Hakuhodo brush will eventually come off as well, just like this Yachiyo brush. But considering the price I've paid, is just doesn't really convincing much for the durability. However, the hair, they are totally fine. They don't really break easily. They just, they're just fine. It's just a handle. And if you realized, the shape is slightly different. This is older Yachiyo and this is newer Yachiyo. And this newer Yachiyo is more true to shape, I would say. This is more, more big and flared and a little bit tapered, and this is more narrow and tapered there. I don't really personally like this shape. I personally prefer this shape better because I don't know, it's my preference. It gives me more control and better application result. And I can feel the material. This brush is slightly softer, so the older ones the better. Okay, this is pros, third pros. This Yachiyo brush works very, very, very well with any powder formula. This Yachiyo brush, it works fantastically with any powder formula, whether it's matte powder or shimmering powder or bronzing powder, whatever it is, it works just perfectly. And if you have a shimmering blush, and NARS offers a lot of shimmering shades of blush, and this Yachiyo brush and the shimmering blush, the combination is just a dynamic duo. As I mentioned earlier, it's a double tapered brush, so each bristles will pick up just right amount of powder from the pan, whether it's a powder pigments or a shimmer. It'll just deliver the perfect and right amount on the face, which makes this Yachiyo brush so special. See, that is why when you wear this orgasm blush color, this orgasm blush, with other brush and Yachiyo brush, the result is actually slightly different, whether it's more golden or more pink. It's supposed to be more peachy pink with golden shimmer. The golden shimmer is a sidekick. It has to be more peachy pink. So if you use this Yachiyo brush, the color payoff is slightly different than the other regular brush. And next is third cons. Third cons is it's pricey. This Hakuhodo Yachiyo brush is made in Japan, obviously, and it is handmade by Japanese artisan, which is, we all know that Japanese brushes are so high quality. Japanese food, they are just so luxurious brushes ever in the world. And I do have several Japanese fooded brushes. They are all fooded, and I also have several more fooded. And they are just so soft. They are really high quality. So I have 100% I really give a full trust, and if it's a made in Japan, then I can just totally go for it. However, this Yachiyo brush from NARS is made in China. I don't know, I don't want to talk about much about made in China product because, Chinese made product could be really good or it could be really bad. The risk is all yours. It's made in China. Nothing much to talk about it, but You know, look at the handle. Obviously it's made in China. I wouldn't say you know, most people have such a stereotype that made in China product would be so bad and they won't last very long. However, you know, Japanese and Chinese and Korean, all of their artisans are really highly artisan, and they has a really unique skill and it's remarkable skills. And especially China, they've been developing their brush making for thousands of years. You know, if this brush was 100% truly made by Chinese artisan who've been making brushes at least 10 years, then I would, you know, fully support. But I do not know where this brush is manufactured. Probably it's just one of the factory in China, I presume. So the con side, the third con, the last cons is this is made in China. That's all. Nothing much and nothing else to say about it. That's all. And let's move on to the next one. The fourth pros is this brush design. This is a truly the essence of Japanese beauty. This is Yachiyo brush, and also this is Mizubake brush, and this is Ita brush. And these three brushes are very Japanese historical brush because geisha and Maiko, they use this Itabake to apply a white face powder on their face or the paint on their body on their face. So they use this brush to apply such a product. And this is called Mizubake. It's also a Japanese traditional brush. I think they use this brush to apply blusher or powder. And it also has very cute loop here, so you can hang it somewhere, which is very Japanese traditional brush. And lastly, this Yachiyo brush is also very Japanese traditional brush. You can see from a Japanese artisan. So yeah, these three brushes are very Japanese historical brush, and unfortunately this Mizubake is discontinued, but this Yachiyo brush is still available. So if you are Japanese, or if you like Japan, or if you really like, you know, experience this, if you really want to experience the true essence of Japanese brush, and then this Yachiyo brush, why not? You can go for it. And this is natural hair brush. However, NARS is currently offering synthetic hair brush. The bristles are a little bit more stiffer than this natural hair brush, as because it's an obvious reason. It's a natural hair brush. They tend to, you know, has more flexibility when it comes to pushing, but synthetic bristles, they give less. This is synthetic brush and it has more stiffness to it. This natural brush and this synthetic brush. Natural brush has more, you know, it's more soft than the synthetic brush. Synthetic brush is more stiff in general, and the new Yachiyo brush is also quite stiff as well. So when you use new Yachiyo brush, you probably want to use like this, not like this. I usually do this, but I cannot do it anymore with a new Yachiyo brush. But this is the right way of applying powder blush with Yachiyo brush. Anyway, this kabuki brush is the true essence of Japanese beauty. So if you like Japanese stuff, then maybe you can purchase this Yachiyo brush from NARS. So I really hope this video finds you well when you're purchasing this Yachiyo brush from NARS or even Hakuhodo. I personally recommend to buy NARS Yachiyo brush because the price point is a little bit more cheaper than Hakuhodo brush. Hakuhodo brush, the larger ones, is $50 US, and NARS is 30, around there. I'll put it down below. So NARS Yachiyo brush is synthetic fiber, and the price is slightly cheaper, and that's made in China. You can purchase this Yachiyo brush from more accessible makeup brand like NARS, but if you are just really die-hard natural brush person, then why not? Hakuhodo is just right there in Japan, and they do ships worldwidely. I hope this video finds you well when you're purchasing this Yachiyo brush once again, and I'll see you soon again with new tutorials and new videos. See you soon.